well. Maybe you didn't have a great time today. I'm definitely torn on it. I loved walking out here, but seeing one of my favorite places on the planet destroyed has been pretty heart-wrenching. Good morning, everybody. Today I'm back out here in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona, and we are going to be doing a loop. I forget the name of it, but it is starting off at the First Water Trailhead. I'll put the name of it in the video here. But this is the first time I've been back since the Siphon Fire burned. This is in 2024, October 2024, I believe, or September. Right now it's the end of October. I've been looking forward to getting out here and seeing what kind of damage was done by the fire. It looked like it burned a huge area out here in some of the best hiking spots. But, you know, right off the bat, you can definitely see evidence of the burn. So maybe this will be a bittersweet return. The mountains are still gorgeous. It's a beautiful day out. It's supposed to be high of 70 today, finally. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, exploring some Superstition Mountains. Let's see what we find. If it sounds like something you'd be interested in, stick around. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel. All right, well, here we go. Wow, you can really see evidence of that burn. A lot of charred little plants. Gosh. It's really sad, you know. I think from what I understand, it was human caused, and it's unfortunate. You can have a million people that adhere to fire regulations and safety stuff, and then you have one person that doesn't, and then, you know, you just lose huge chunks of your natural areas, or not lose, but just change them pretty much for the rest of your lifetime. I know that fires are natural and all that stuff, but it doesn't make it any easier to see the damage that they do. All right, so if I'm looking at the signs here, there's a crossroads, there's Second Water and Dutchman's. So let's say that we're going to be doing the Second Water to Dutchman's loop. That sounds like a fair name for this. Going clockwise. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, it's just been leveled by that fire. You got this side. There you go. That's what it usually looks like. And that's what's left. Wow. Oh man, it is pretty heartbreaking to see all these gorgeous little plants and beautiful cacti. It's kind of burnt down to nothing. And I know it'll come back eventually, but given how slow desert plants usually grow, I mean, especially your cacti and succulents, it's going to be a long, long time. Even still, amidst all the destruction, and this place is just still magical every day, every time. Trying to keep up a good pace on the trail today because, as you can see, it's a nice cloudy morning. But I realize that after the fires, there is zero shade out here, and you probably don't want to come out here to hike in the full sun, midday sun. I'm sorry, I'm looking down there. There's see little canyon stuff going on. Always on the lookout for caves. I guess now it'll be easier to scan. Oh my God. 4-barrel cacti. You know, the further I go along, it seems, or I'm sorry, it's becoming more and more apparent that the trail itself was a kind of fire line. So probably a lot of this stuff, you know, was probably like a controlled burn or something, trying to keep it from jumping over to the other side, because the contrast is just too stark for it not to be. I mean, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Oh, look at this dude, looks like fingers coming out. But I just wanted to show you this dude right here. I don't know if that's before, that's probably after the fire, but you can see that's all new growth on there, even though something has obviously been taking some bites out of it. That's nice. It gives me hope. Doesn't look good for that dude. Man. So the barrel is about to start putting out some flowers. Was. Well, it looks like we are going to be taking the Black Mesa Trail. I guess that's what connects the two trails. So we just made that turn off. We're about 2 miles in. I think the whole hike's about close to like 9 miles. Oh, check it out. It's a nice view of Weaver's Needle already. Looks like we're heading that way. We'll probably get a better one once we get over that ridge. Yeah, I'm sorry if the commentary is lacking or a little down. This has really affected me a lot more than I thought it was going to. You know, you think you get a good hike in and, you know, survey the fire damage, but man, I mean, it's like you know what to expect, but just this level of devastation is just overwhelming to me. But don't worry, I'm starting to get used to it. And I'll be back to my good old chipper self in just a few here. Look at that, you can see in the distance up. Somewhere up in here, and then maybe over in here you see the hoodoos, the silhouettes of the hoodoos up there, up in the peaks. There's a great view of Weaver's Needle. Man, what a just beautiful formation that thing is. So distinct, you know, just you could never look at it and not immediately know what it is. I had to come over and see these white areas I keep seeing around. It's just ash. I mean, of course it's just ash, but you know, just wanted to make sure you can see little veins of it all around when you look. Look at that tall dude. What's left of him anyway. Huh. There's your weaver's needle yet. This is just unbelievable. I mean, it's changed it in such a way that it just, you just see forever. I mean, I don't know, I just don't have words. You know, you just walk in and you can smell that char yet, and there's a haze over everything right now. All the little burn scars, remnants of plants and trees, and it's just overwhelming. It's just a lot to take in. But every once in a while you find some dude that made it. But just every once in a while. You know, I guess part of what really is upsetting to me about this is just the fact that, you know, I'm 50. You know, I'll never see this again how it was in my lifetime. And then I can't help but to wonder too, with the way the climate is changing, the slight shifts in temperature and stuff. You know, will it ever look like it did? What sorts of species of plants and animals is this going to be hospitable to, or will it be hospitable at this point? I don't know. Finding some great veins of chalcedony, chert, whatever. This stuff, I love this stuff. Hopefully you can get the sparkles in there. Some of my favorite rocks. I got like a ton of these at home already. Oh wow, look at all this. All these guys, look at that big chunk. Wow. Man, look at that. Jeez. There's just tons of it out here. Well, it looks like we're getting into some pockets of some things that weren't burnt to nothing. There's some jojoba down here. It's like a little valley. Whoa, lots of insects. Looks like the grasses were spared here. This side not so much. But over there you got your aloe verde, still doing good. And this guy, look at this. I think this really captures the kind of the juxtaposition of what's going on here right now. And here you have, you know, the glory of the mountains, Weaver's Needle, with the burnt cactus right here in the front, the saguaro, and all these little burnt desert plants, and the sky, just glorious, just absolutely amazing, as always. Another look at that big dude. Alright, so we're down in this rocky area. Imagine it nice and full of water during the season. See some more of the burn over there. Yeah, I mean, so far we're 5 or 6 miles in. It's been a really easy hike so far. Nothing real steep, no scrambling. You know, after this I'm probably going to go and drive up the mountain a little bit more, or drive into the Superstitions a little bit more, and see what else we got, because I have a feeling I'm going to get done pretty quick. Oh wow, look at all this. I mean, it's great to still see birds around. I saw a lot of quail, and I heard a lot more quail, which is great. You know, signs of life again, but I mean, this is done for generations. Oh, decided to walk up the wash a little bit. See what this all looks like. I think the trail is just over this berm, so you see some greenery coming up. Starting to sprout again. Of course, it's grass. That stuff is so persistent. We'll see what happens after the rains this season. I'm sure it'll start to green up a little bit. It's going to be radically different, but it'll definitely get some green. I mean, it's already trying. You can see, and it hasn't even started to rain yet. Oh my God, look at this. Even the rocks are burned. You know, I just ran into another hiker. Super easy to see because, I mean, there's nothing hiding anything anymore. And it made me feel a little better to know that somebody else was as upset as I was about this. He said he's been a long time Supes hiker and he doesn't know where he's going to hike anymore because, I mean, it's a total loss. And he said he came from over in that direction, and you can see the hills are just leveled. God, this is so horrible. This is just so horrible. What a shock. What a shocking sight this is. I knew there was a fire. I knew it was big, but until you're really in the middle of it, you can't really fully comprehend the destruction of it. You know, the more I see of these grasses growing everywhere, the more I kind of realize that these grasses are going to dominate this landscape. So you're gonna have grasses and cat's claw, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know how I feel about it. And even today, they got me a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's just how it goes, you know. If they grow more vigorously and more heartily, they're going to crowd out all the natives, and it's going to be a completely different landscape out here. Well, I saw some cat tracks and smelled the cat urine, so it's good to know that maybe some of the bigger predators made it through and/or made it back into this area. Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know how this, I mean, obviously this would have drove out or killed most of the wildlife here, so and it's just all so up in the air at this point of what the Superstition Mountains are going to look like. I'm actually kind of glad I've been doing these videos because it's almost like a, you know, look at what it was kind of thing. If you want to see the difference, go check some of those other ones out. I got tons of them in the Supes, you know, compared to what this looks like. And you'll see it's radically different. We got some cacti here that look like they escaped it. And the bad thing is, a lot of these plants that I've seen, the cacti or even the ocotillo that are starting to pump out leaves, they're trying, but you look at their bases and they're just black. And a lot of those aren't going to make it. I've seen a lot of big saguaro that have that thing going on, as well as the ocotillo. But well, this is looking a little bit better out here. Like this was spared for the most part. Again, it's just for the most part though. You still see remnants of the fire. Alright, so I'm probably within a mile or two left, within a mile or two of the trailhead. So it's probably a good time to sign out. Before I do that though, I got maybe just two things I'd like to say. First, if you're thinking of hiking, if you like my videos or whatever you see and you're thinking about it, go now. Get gear, you know, a bag, some boots. I'll make a video giving you the basics of what you want. I'll do like a what's in my bag or something. Go now, because as the climate changes, fire seasons are getting longer and more intense, and a lot of these areas that you're planning on seeing, they're just going to be gone. And this is a you know, a sad example of that. A lot of the places that I loved hiking over the years, in the gorge in Oregon or Mount Lemmon in Tucson, have suffered massive fire damage over the years, and it's just radically changed. So if you want to see it, go now. Second, once you do get outside, and everybody who is an outdoors person, think before you do things. Out here, your actions have consequences. So, you know, is the campfire worth it? You know, could you go without s'mores for the night? I camp all the time. I never have a campfire. You know what else is awesome? The night sky. Is it worth this? Ask yourself. Check your chains. Are you dragging chains off your car? Is it worth not checking? Or did you throw your cigarette butt out the window? We just need to think a little bit, because just one little mistake is going to affect, I'll say, millions of people. Anybody that comes out to the soups is going to be affected by this. And all because you just didn't think. So just take a second before you do stuff like that, especially with fire and especially with the new, more dangerous fire season. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Sorry this video may have been a downer, but I hope a lot of people get to see this. And I really want people to see the consequences of even a momentary lapse. You know, maybe don't shoot that firework off. It's just not worth this. Well, maybe you didn't have a great time today. I'm definitely torn on it. I loved walking out here, but seeing seeing one of my favorite places on the planet destroyed has been pretty heart-wrenching. So, I don't know. Check out some of my other videos. They're much more upbeat. Like, subscribe, do all those great things. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one. I promise I'll be smiling a lot more. But until then, happy hiking.